What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a sequel to a video I posted about a year ago now. I said if that video ever got 30,000 likes, I'd make part 2, and you guys did it, so here it is. It was a story about my roommate Zach's guy he knew in school named Darth Dumpypants, who thought he was a Jedi and unironically had the Force. And I have a story that my friend told me that, trust me, puts the last one to shame, and that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we get into it, press the like button or no joke, no scam. You'll be convinced that you have the Force, and trust me, you don't want that. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Quiet now, lay low when you reach zone right now. Making out, stack the bread, 'cause you're
Alright, so, it already takes a little bit of delusion to think that you have the Force. It's already up there to be like, no, I have magic powers. I've never used them or been able to prove that I have them, but I still have them. But somehow this guy's delusion was that he was a magical space warrior with a glowing sword. I don't know, man. Sure, when I was a really little kid, I thought the possibility of becoming a Jedi was sick. The idea of one day, kind of Mace Windu just showing up, kind of knocking on my window, what's up, want to be a Jedi? Sadly, that never happened, but by the time I was in high school, I was kind of over it, and rightfully so, because it's just never gonna happen. But for some reason, Darth Dumpypants was still on this whole I'm a Jedi Knight thing. And this particular story takes place in a PE class, which, as you guys can probably guess, is not a very good place for Mr. Darth Dumpypants to be, okay? If he's already getting messed with enough in an English class, I feel like PE is the worst possible place to be. I mean this in a nice way to everyone who enjoys PE, but PE was the class where the stupidest stuff went down when I was in school. If there was ever a class where, we'd have to call poison control because somebody ate deodorant, it was gonna be the PE class. Some of the stuff that goes down in those locker rooms before PE starts is just mind-numbingly stupid. Anyways, this particular PE class, of course, had Darth Dumpypants and my roommate in it, Zach. And on this particular day, instead of playing soccer or one of the other sports, they were going to be playing Dodgeball. I think every high school has Dodgeball Day in PE, and usually people get hyped for it. It's the time where you get to throw balls at each other. It's a great time. But whatever, for some particular reason, usually kids like Darth Dumpypants aren't excited for Dodgeball, but for some particular reason, Darth Dumpypants did not seem fazed at all. If anything, he seemed quite excited to be playing Dodgeball. And listen, I'm just throwing this out there, the kid who goes by the nickname Darth Dumpypants, definitely should not be excited to play Dodgeball, because if anything says I have a target on my back during a Dodgeball game, it's the nickname Darth Dumpypants. Also, anyone that says they have the Force, I'm definitely throwing a dodgeball at, because if it hits them, then I'm gonna be like, haha, where's your Force powers, buddy? It's just the common option if someone claims to have the Force. That's what you do. Regardless, he's excited, and he's beaming from ear to ear, and he's like, finally, I'll get a chance to show off my training to you guys who have been doubting me. That's right, apparently along with convincing himself that he was in Star Wars, he had been watching anime where, everyone doubts him, and he needs to challenge them with the power of Dodgeball. But he's, excited to show off his training, and some people overhear him and they're like, oh, what training do you have when it pertains to Dodgeball? What training do you have? And he starts explaining that, when your midichlorian count is as high as his, which for all of you guys that don't speak Star Wars is how they measure how strong you are in the Force. The fact that I know that is embarrassing, but it's true. If your midichlorian count is as high as mine, you have the ability to manipulate the Force, and I can use it to, redirect the dodgeballs during the game. I don't know who was feeding this kid this crap, bro, but whoever had convinced him that it was a good idea to tell people that he was gonna use the Force to redirect dodgeballs before the game started definitely needs a medal, A, for the comedic thinking of it, but B, probably definitely shouldn't be his friend anymore, because, that's just messed up. Obviously, you're also pretty dumb if you believe for some reason that you have magic powers that'll let you block dodgeballs, but still. Anyways, everyone's kind of making fun of him, and instead of kind of realizing he sounds silly or rolling along with it, he starts to get really mad and arguing with people who are telling him that he doesn't have magical powers. He's like, yeah, sure, that's exactly what someone who's very jealous of my training would say. My Jedi Master told me that kids at school were gonna tell me that my training wasn't real, and whenever they do that, I just had to block them out because their negativity will draw me to the dark side. Bro, he had this whole speech prepared about how if anyone was hating on his Jedi lifestyle, then they were obviously just pawns of the Sith. If somebody's this delusional, I don't really know what you can do. If they honestly think that they have the Force and they're gonna be great at dodgeball because of it, you just kinda gotta hit them in the face with a dodgeball. So whatever, everybody kinda stops trying to convince him that it's a bad idea and they just go to play. And everybody's lining up to do the thing where, you know, you run from the one end of the court to the other, to the middle, and you guys meet in the middle, grab the balls, and, like, throw back at each other. You know, it's chaos right at the beginning, right in the middle. And usually Darth Dumpypants stays in the back, but he's looking ready to go. He's looking like a track star in the Olympics. Down, he's got the hands down, he's got the launch ready. Literally the track star launch ready to go. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look on your screen now, you will see a gift card code. For those of you that don't know, I give away a gift card in every single video I post here on the channel as a way to say thank you to you guys for being subscribed and having on those notifications. So if you haven't already subscribed, turn on noties. I literally give away free money. And if you already got it on, then I really appreciate you. You're an absolute G. And on that note, I'll shut up and get back to the video. Thanks. Anyways, the game starts and they just all take off to the middle. Darth Dumpypants sprinting forward. He's not very fast for whatever reason. I guess he can't use the Force to make himself run a little bit quicker. That would probably be cheating against the Jedi Code of Ethics. So instead, he gets up there probably about 3 seconds after everybody else gets the ball. And obviously, at that point, everybody turns, looks at him, and all like 5 people on the other team just voomp as hard as they can. And for whatever reason, the school wasn't playing with like the little foam balls. They're playing with actual kickballs. And so Darth Dumpypants just gets pelted into oblivion. And he like does a ninja spin as they're all hitting them. And then like picks up a ball and throws it back. And they're like, dude, you're out. You can't throw anymore. And the coach blows his whistle. And Darth Dumpypants starts saying, no, they didn't hit me. They didn't hit me. I used the Force to make a force field around me at the last second, so they hit the force field. They didn't hit me, actually, so I'm still in. That's right, dude. He was trying to do the move that, like, that one kid on the playground that sucks to play Power Rangers with used when you were, like, 5, you know? Oh, actually, I have a magic shield, so your attacks don't hurt me. And you're like, all right, well then this just is not very fun to play if you just can't be beaten. That was basically what he was doing, but in Dodgeball, bro. Apparently, he used the Force to make a force field that was so small and thin that no one else could see it. Only Jedis could, and it blocked the balls. Obviously, the coach really isn't having any of it, and he's like, well, you're out until I can see the force field. And he kind of argues with him, but he finally goes and sits down. But on the way off, he says, next round, all of you guys are going to pay for what you just did. Like, just trust me, you guys are going to pay for that. And obviously no one's exactly threatened by this guy saying they're gonna pay for it next round, because what are you gonna do, magically force the dodgeballs to you? Anyways, the round happens, yada yada yada, everybody gets back on because it's gonna be another little set of everything. And of course, once again, dude, Darth Dumpypants getting the track set, ready to go. Runs forward. This time, everybody kind of runs a little slower just because they wanted to see what he would do. Like, fine, let's give him 2 dodgeballs and see what he does. So he gets the 2 dodgeballs scooped up, looking fierce, one in each hand like an angry warrior, throwing mountains at people trying to get through his little area. He's ready to go, and of course he looks and he sees one person and he throws it. But when he throws it, dude, it doesn't have any force behind it. You know, I'm not saying that a Jedi has to throw hard. I'm just also saying that Anakin Skywalker would be able to, like, decapitate somebody. And this ball gingerly floats over, dude. Like, it was almost as if this guy managed to throw a balloon. It just moves that slowly, like it has an arc to it and everything. And the guy on the other end catches it. But it takes so long for him to get there and catch it that he throws the other ball by then. And the other ball is equally as slow and awful, to the point where the guy he throws it at slowly steps out of the way and dodges it, right? And Darth Dumpypants is like, oh no, what happened? He literally goes, oh no, as soon as he does it, right? And everybody's kind of laughing at him at that point because obviously this kid claimed that he had superpowers. He was going to be, you know, ruining everybody's day at Dodgeball. They were going to pay for it. And then he throws, like, you know, basically what would happen if you tied one hand behind your back and then tried to do like a tornado movement and throw something. That's how bad the throw was. And obviously he doesn't like that very much. So he just kind of charges across the halfway line where everybody was kind of broken up over to the people that are laughing at him to kind of show them what's up. And he gets over to him, and, you know, it looks like he's gonna fight him, but when he gets there, instead of hitting them, he just goes, and, like, sticks his hand out, you know, and is like, how's that feel? And is trying to force choke this guy. I guess he didn't learn his lesson from the last time the force choke failed, you know, he's literally tried this before, but he's now trying to force choke the guy that's laughing at him, and he's like, like, making noises while he's trying to do it. And the guy he's trying to force choke is just more confused than anything, just kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? And he starts talking, he's like, that's right, if you feel your throat tightening, it's because of my force choke. How does it feel? And the kid is like, I don't really feel anything. I don't think whatever you're doing is doing it right, right? And Darth Dumpypants is like, nonsense, this has to hurt, and he does it again. And the kid steps forward at this point, kind of insulted by the fact that this dude was willing to force choke him over Dodgeball, and kind of like pushes Darth Dumpypants a bit, you know, to kind of be like, dude, stop. And Darth Dumpypants, when he gets pushed, is like, you don't want to meet me in combat, trust me, the Jedi are peaceful, but if you shove me again, I'll have to fight you. And of course, this kid shoves him again because you're trying to force choke me, or like, dude, it's just, you know, I'm gonna shove you again if you tell me not to in this situation. I wouldn't lie, I'd do the same thing. And at that point, Darth Dumpypants like takes a jump back and then kind of starts to run at him again. But he only gets about 3 steps in and he kind of reaches out his hands to shove him. I really don't know what the attack was trying to be because it was more of like a shove with some speed. It wasn't even a punch. But the kid that he's going to attack just kind of like grabs his hands as they're outstretched and then turns and pulls him and just like kind of pulls him to the ground. Kind of uses the momentum of Darth Dumpypants to like to take him down. And he gets him down, and Darth Dumpypants hits the ground with a thud and is like, ow, and gets up. You know, there's some tears in his eyes, but he's trying to, like, hide the fact he's crying. You know that embarrassing moment when you're like, crap, I'm crying in front of people, but I don't want to? And he's like, oh, I see you also train in the way of the Jedi. Like, just kind of tells this kid that, oh, you must be a Jedi too, that's why you can beat me. And the kid, you know, says, I've never watched Star Wars, which is in and of itself is a travesty. I still love the Star Wars movies, some of the goats. But still, dude, like trying to convince this kid, oh, you're also a Jedi. He's like, no, actually, I've never seen it. You're just weird and really easy to beat up. So whatever, at that point, the teacher comes over and is like, that's enough, you know, we're not going to get this heated over Dodgeball, that's not how we are at this school, you guys are better than that, blah, 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 blah. The usual responsible adult talk about how you shouldn't let people fight. I'm not saying they should have let them fight, but at the same time, if somebody claims they're a Jedi, I'm going to try to let them back it up. You know, let's just see if the kid's got the Force. And, you know, obviously, the PE coach, not really wanting to deal with it, didn't send them to the dean's office. PE coaches were always cool like that. Like, if something went down in their class, they weren't trying to report it and have to actually do any paperwork. So they agreed that if, like, they just dropped it and didn't fight anymore, that, you know, fine, he wouldn't tell anyone. And Darth Dumpypants took this as a win and proceeded to, like, after the coach walked away, say that he had done a Jedi mind trick on him, and that's why he hadn't reported them to the dean's office. Even after getting beat up again in front of everybody and having the Force powers proven to be fake, he still was like, yeah, I did the Jedi mind trick to get us out of trouble, so you kind of owe my Jedi powers for that one. It was like no matter what this kid did, he was just going to convince himself he was a Jedi, bro. He's probably still working at like a CarMax or something, and anytime he sells a car, he's just convinced that he tricked the person with a Jedi mind trick to buy it. Meanwhile, it's just a soccer mom who like really needed a Toyota Sienna. It didn't matter. It could have been a robot selling her this car. She was just buying a minivan today. Meanwhile, Darth Dumpypants is over there like recording to himself into like a recorder pen. You know, he has one of those. Another Jedi mind trick was successful. It appears my Jedi training is going better than before. One of the weirdest parts about this story, though, is he referenced his master, like, I have a Jedi master who's teaching me things, which means somewhere out there is like a group of Darth Dumpypants that think that they actually know the Force, you know? Someone is teaching him this stuff. Meaning that somewhere out there is a gang of Darth Dumpypants, you know? I mean, obviously, he doesn't view himself as a Sith. There'd only be 2 of those. But the fact that somewhere out there is a club of grown people that have convinced themselves that they have the Force and can, like, Jedi mind trick people is insane to me. Those are the type of people you never want to run into under, like, any circumstances, especially late at night at a gas station. You will give me a ride to my destination. You're like, bro, I'm not an Uber driver and you're not a Jedi, so I just don't necessarily think that this is gonna work. But yeah, anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the video. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment Star Wars down below. It helps me out. And yeah, if we could get like 15,000 likes on this, that would be swag, because it's a sequel to the other one. If you like the intro song, a link to it can be found in the description, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast. Other than that, if you use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout now or the 20th, it's actually 30% off. If you're watching this after, you can still use code SCRUBBY for a discount at G Fuel. And last but certainly not least, you can get the coolest merch to ever exist from the link in the description. And coming September 29th, some fantastic spooky Halloween merch is coming out, so keep an eye on the lookout for that. But on that note, that'll do it, guys. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.